for completely wholesome reasons, obviously. We don't lewd K here in this server. Okay, Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Garasu? Sure. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief, Yata Garasu, that did it. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Do you get it? I know the true identity of him. The thingy is the man standing right over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the whatever? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the whatever? That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. Rell, I think we've heard just enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You've got to believe me. Believe me. I needed to slow down. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. I'll be Edgeworth, right? Good memes. Oh, I mean, obviously he is the, Yata Garasu or whatever. Great Thief. I'm just gonna keep calling it the Great Thief, okay? Because, otherwise Kay wouldn't have a connection to it. Edgeworth, looking hot. It's almost time for me to enter the court. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Edgeworth. Sir. Manfred. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for this prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that it's your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in the court in such an early stage of my career, I'm honored and proud. As I've watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. And such a legendary prosecutor is watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Hello? This is so good. I could drink a whole gallon. I've never heard of water that tasted that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? I just thought someone would bring brought hors d'oeuvres by now. But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvres here. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck does she think a courthouse is for? It's open to the public, so... Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them? Yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. Secret mechanism? Maybe installed it as a payback for getting fired. Could be trouble. No, I'm curious. It's gonna fucking explode. We all know that will happen. This should lead to the defendant's lobby. Edgeworth, where is your composure? If you wish to take a look at the enemy, do so in court, as you crush him. Indeed, thank you. You are a man of wisdom and experience, sir. Can I go that way? No. What's up here? The trial is about to resume. I should stay on the premises. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment. Which one is it? Be more specific. Can I talk to this guy? There we go. It's prosecutor, sir! You've got a good eye if you could tell that I'm a prosecutor with just one glance. As there's always only a prosecutor and defense attorneys in the lobby, I usually hit the mark if I guess one or the other while there is a recess. You were only guessing. This chair, a luxurious and beautiful leather sofa. I must say every part of the courthouse is meticulously well kept. Although the positioning of the sofa puts one under the direct gaze of the judges, every judge in this courthouse history has quite the beard. And it's gallantly parted with their beloved head of hair, I see. Being a judge must be a very stressful career. Can I talk to this dude? Today's trial should have ended in just one minute. I guess the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor Brian? Fuck. Byron Faraday. Sure, I gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been concerned by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance with Mr. Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense for a man. No man is above the law. Well, there always are a few exceptions. However, there's no reason to even deal with such individuals. The prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside manners. Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday as will not be forgiven. Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. So you have achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that was written down in the case files. Well, then explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the fucking embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman. Okay. Was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in the case is Mr. Mac Rell. Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief, Yata Garasu, had successfully infiltrated the embassy as well. At first, Rell claimed that he himself was the thief, but that he did not kill Dead Man. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. Plop, plop. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. by the real Yatagarasu Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be a murder of an embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident? Very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You've heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Manny Kochin found not guilty. The victim is Miss CCU. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernesto Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a staff member arrested for the murder? Yes. Kodopian? Fuck that. By the name of Manny Kochin was the suspect. However, due to a lack of evidence, this case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Huh. If only I was in charge of the case, I would have made my own. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on that case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well? That's right. And now once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against the smuggling organization. And just like the last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against his smuggling operation. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. Yet there is one difference between the two incidents. And what would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief. I better find out more. If it's true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely to steal secrets from the embassy itself, since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the great thief sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the great thief is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the same first time the great thief has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about him, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of that case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Great Thief case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Oh my god. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. Oh my god. The cutest little K. Fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you're exactly $1. Is this what you want? Oh my god. Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Cute. Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for the country's judicial system anymore? Yeah, I might as well cancel it, dude. Sir! Paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution's complete. Why you? Do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm sorry, sir. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. Well, it's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You'd better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Easy peasy. What? Hello, everyone else? Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where's Mr. Faraday? I'm not so sure, sir. I wasn't really paying attention. Hey, Judge. Oh, you must be the Mr. Von Karma recommended. Oh, I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during a recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Couldn't think of it. Other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it will all be but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? He's probably dead. It's emergency, sirs! Gumshoe. Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Please. Wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant Lobby 2. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead, Your Honor. What? 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 Aw, poor Kay. I'm running. Ew, who are you? Stay back. Ugh. Whoa. No one's allowed to see the crime scene. Period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney? Hey! Hey you! No running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Let me in. Let me in. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? His just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade. He had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. Probably a double homicide then. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. I'm not like double homicide, but like a mutual homicide. I don't know like the exact term for it. Was there anyone else who went into the defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was him or not. Well, looks like you might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops. Go away. Woman, do you have a minute? You know I'm not really talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. No, I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday substitutes a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Wag my finger. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for such a naive novice. So you're a student of Von Karma? I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. Oh, by the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. So you're related to the chick that was murdered. That will come up. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I've heard about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I've heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? What's so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Smooth jazz. And you are... Oh, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know what? I don't have to tell you anything, right, pal? Alright. I know that. I added pow out of instinct. Fuck. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Oh, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the Divided Lobby number 2. So you were the guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? By the way, there's windows or like a door or whatever. That's how they got in and out. Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot and then I kind of froze. You're a detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to know what it's like to hear one at close range. The Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into the lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep out of a struggle. Interesting, other than the gunshot, I didn't hear a single sound of commotion.